Good afternoon to everybody here. Dear participants, gathered in a great number from the region, respected guests, representatives of our EASY initiative, busy task force, program advisory committee members, and of course, respected speakers. Let me just say you're warmly welcomed at this seminar, the very first seminar we are organizing, and I will just straight away give the word to Mr. Blaž, the director of the Center of eGovernance Development, who is going to give us some of his open remarks. Mr. Golob, please.
It is really an honor, and I'm really glad that we start with real activities under the umbrella of the center, and this seminar today is actually the first seminar on e-government, one of the activities of the center. So I will give you a brief view on who are the founders of the center, what we are doing, where we position ourselves, and what are our plans. Let me just give you a picture about the founders of the center. Actually, a year ago, a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, was signed by the Regional Cooperational Council, at that time Stability Pact for Southeast Europe, Government of the Republic of Slovenia, it was during the Slovenian EU presidency, UNDP, Bosnia and Herzegovina, INA Academy from Thessaloniki, and then the partners from the business side, namely Microsoft, Siemens and CeGD side. So if we see the composition of the founding members, they reflect the nature of the institution, CeGD, namely public-private partnership. So there are many new waiting to join, but nevertheless, first of all, we would like those 8 founding members to really define what are the objectives, what are common objectives for the development of information society in the region. For the development of information society in Southeast Europe, this is our focus, our vision. What kind of society is successful society? On the other side, we would also like to identify regional champions to contribute to the development of Europe. And this seminar already shows, you will see the last day and also tomorrow, that there exist very good examples from the region where those champions in the field of information society could contribute to the picture puzzle of Europe. So the whole story that we build upon, is structured around 7 pillars, namely e-government pillar, e-democracy, e-business, education, research and culture, health, justice and security. So those 7 areas we see during the period of exchange of views, identification of priorities, that those areas are the areas where we could make contribution. So how we will do that? Throughout 3 activities. First one, throughout knowledge-based platform. Second, throughout education and training inside of the eGovernance Academy. And part of the education and training is today's seminar. And the third one are the projects that we will run. So, with that, we move to the first pillar. And the first pillar on e-government, as the most well-known, we will start today. More about it, the coordinator of the academy will tell us how we structure it and how we see this area to proceed with a very concrete seminar. Before I give the floor to Mrs. Vuga, coordinator in the center, in Coordinating Center, let me express my gratitude to the team, the whole team involved in the organization and preparation of the seminar. You see them in front when you enter the Europa Center. I would also like to thank the Europa Center in Ljubljana, where we will run the events, and of course to the speakers that come to share their knowledge with us. All of them will be presented later on by Tina Vuga. Nevertheless, and with that I will finish, in this seminar there are 61 participants from 12 countries of Southeast Europe. So I think it is an achievement for the first time, and we already make an announcement for the June seminar, because this one was overbooked already a week ago. So it means that we will continue at least with the June and further on with our seminars. So thank you very much for your attention. I wish you a really pleasant stay and also some nice weather towards the end of the week. So thank you very much.
I will just proceed with a brief introduction to the seminar program and just a few things about the CeGD eGovernance Academy. It is an organizational umbrella under which CeGD implements two main activities. It organizes seminars, trainings and workshops, so to say educational activities for the transfer of knowledge. And the second activity, also a very important one, is the development of education and training curriculums by pillars, following the model that Mr. Golob presented. So, how did we form this seminar? It's focused around three themes, and that was the basis to develop three modules. The first one explains the policy environment or models. What we're going to hear today are policy models in effect in the EU, then special focus will be given to Slovenian policy model. Later on in the afternoon, we're going to be presented with the Slovenian e-government portal and government to citizens and government to business e-services. The second set of theme is also a very important one. It forms a basis for the successful implementation or employment of e-government solutions. The legal and infrastructural issues that have to be addressed for the e-government deployment. Later on, we're going to hear about these themes tomorrow. We're going to hear about e-government dimensions, namely e-procurement, e-taxes and e-customs. And of course, we're going to conclude that module with a very important concept, always to bear in mind, the concept of interoperability. And the third module, also a very important one. So if you have the vision, if you have the strategy, if you have the action plan, you also need to have the solution how to implement it in practice. So in the third module, business solutions are going to be presented from three companies that are going to be with us, that are Microsoft, Siemens and CERT SI. And of course, a very important thing, good practice cases, namely e-government in Austria will be presented, e-Belgrade successful case, and at the end, two good practice cases from CE region, from Macedonia, we are very looking forward for that too. So we're going to conclude the seminar on Friday with the diploma awarding ceremony, and then you're also going to get USB sticks with all the materials.